Hello you Minecraft playing inventors, young and old, whatever you are, whoever you are, I don't care. Today I present you this bit of technique. As you can see, it has to do something with wheat farming or general farming, but I think I have a little different design. This little chamber here features a automatic harvesting system, so you don't have to check if stuff is ready already. So it will automatically get harvested and bone mealed, and all you have to do for it is just step on this pressure plate and you see that the system start working, and then when you plant something it will start fertilizing it until it's ready. And right, sometimes this happens, just ignore it. It's something I will have to fix later. And when it's ripe, whatever you're having there, it can be wheat, potatoes or carrots, you can it'll just trigger a little piston system, and whatever you are I hate that button. Yes, it's a bug, it should be fixed. And whatever you were or are growing should be harvested automatically by this piston. Now, I'm just growing some carrots here because I like them. Now the mechanism seems rather large, but that's because I had some timing issues with the pistons going to the sides and you planting down the carrots. The way I find out if something's ripe is that the bone meal and the dispenser won't get used. This not used bone meal then triggers this comparator, which sets off a bunch of systems I'll explain later. So I'm not that good at cutting, so I'll just go over here and yeah, I'm just going to start building it and then explain it. So you want to go 3 up, and you will place down a dispenser right there. Just a simple block to the side with a dropper running into it. That will give us the precise amount of 1 bone meal, which is always perfect to use to fertilize something. Then you just place just a normal solid block there, the dirt or the tilled farmland, whatever you want, and another block there. Then you make a water basin, a water area for the farmland not to get dried out. Right there, fill it with water. Freaking funny bug. Never mind. And tilled farmland. Farmland is just one. Alright. Then you're going to need some pistons. Go out here, place down your piston, just a normal one, not sticky. Where'd it go? There we go. Piston there. Just 3 blocks out the side here. Then you can remove those 2. Place the other piston to push everything back. And then this piston has to be updated through because how the technique works. You can see the piston over there. That's the updater piston. For that you just place 2 blocks under here, remove those 2 and place the piston there. That is pretty simple. Then from there you want to remove those blocks later, because they are going to have the hoppers which fetch the bone meal that gets left over. Through how the technique works, it's a bit complicated, but this system wastes some bone meal and just drops it down when this goes to the side once, harvests it. So I have this massive thing just putting all the bone meal back. You can leave that out if you want, so then just don't place these hoppers down there, these droppers. You can remove this part here, and then you will have to collect the extra bone meal that was left over down there. Let me just make it day again there. We don't want it dark. No. Right. From there you want to place a normal redstone comparator right behind the dispenser. Now I'm not that prepared, I don't make such tutorial videos all too often. Alright, from the comparator you go 3 to the side, place normal redstone net. Then, because it's the one strong signal, place a repeater on 2 right there. And then you just feed off the signal to the piston here. Isn't that? Yeah. It's a bit complicated, so I do have to look a few times. Sorry for that. Then you need a redstone torch and place it on this block here. No, not there. Then you place some blocks over here and a redstone repeater and just connect it like that. Now the reason for that redstone repeater is to block the hopper, which we are going to place now. Too much. Just place one hopper. It can be more, but one hopper is important, so at least one or more, whatever. The reason for this hopper being here is to suck out the bone meal from when the bone meal can't be used, and the reason for this is just to lock it so the system can actually detect that there's a bit of bone meal left over. Then from there you want to feed off a signal to these pistons, just 4 blocks like this, direct connection to that piston and a connection over a delay of 1. I'm not sure, yes, just a connection over a delay of 1 to that piston. That will update this piston when it can push out again. So when you place an item in here, everything should go to the side and the item should vanish. If that does not, and the item should be in the hopper down there. If that does not happen, then you should rebuild something or check if any pistons blocked up or something. Then we want to do the clock part, this part and this part over there, here in this line, which will then tick off these 2 droppers and dispensers to constantly spat out some bone meal, because that's really useful. I mean, bone meal? Yes, please. So for that you just place a pressure plate down there, under here 2 blocks. No, come on, there we go. A piece of redstone dust and a redstone repeater to lengthen out the signal, because it's a comparator clock. It does reduce the it does need a high signal. Then you just go a few blocks behind here until here. You have to place a block there. Then here you go 1 block up and just place along. Really? Did I do that way? Okay. Now 2 blocks along, and then you place a redstone comparator here, a redstone repeater there, connect everything up with redstone wire, put this one to subtract mode, and then put some redstone dust up here. Then you're going to build a basic comparator clock with your comparator here, some redstone dust there and here, also a block here to prevent the connection, then just a redstone repeater on 3 ticks. That's very important that it doesn't mess up the pistons, and then just connect everything up. Don't just leave the comparator like that, it'll work. Yep, some random lag spike. Then you want, how did I do this here? I'm really confused by my own design right now. I'm very sorry for that. I'm very sorry for that, really. Then you place a block here with a repeater on it, just next to the dropper, yes. Then a block here and connect the clock from there to the dropper. It has to be a repeater there to power the dispenser too, so it spits out a piece of bone meal onto the whatever you're growing. And The reason for this part here is to lengthen out the pulse on the clock a bit, so the player has time to replant whatever is there. So when you step on the pressure plate now, everything should look like this. The fuck did, oh yeah. Note that nothing's happening. You have to fill up some bone meal. So when you stand on the pressure plate and there's no bone meal in the dropper, this should happen. Just some random clocks going off. So then you take your bone meal, put it into the dropper, and pistons should start moving. And you see the signal does get delayed here, so you do have time to replant wherever you're planting. And when you step off the pressure plate, everything should just stop. It's a bit hard to get to that hopper. So you see there is bone meal getting wasted, so maybe you want some kind of transport line or whatever. For that you can just set up a hopper line down here or something, or a chest. But you can just have a if I can reach it, yeah. You can just have a transport line to bring back the bone meal. What I did over there is have a special transport line with these droppers on the clock here, just bringing the bone meal back up and putting it in there. If you want to do that, then just take out this row of hoppers, put them all going into this dropper, some droppers upwards, some hoppers again here, and then some hoppers down into the dropper, not into the dispenser. That will mess up your system. You want to have it feeding into the dropper, and then you can just hook up the droppers with their own clock, or you can just take out the signal from the side pistons here and then have it split up here and powering the droppers as the timer goes. And so that should be everything you need. Then you can of course fancy up the walls, something like that, and there you go. That is your fully automated grower and harvester. No support needed, just some bone meal. Just put your bone meal in here as much as you want, and take your potatoes or whatever you want to plant. I'm going to use potatoes. Step on the pressure plate, look at the corner or something like that, and your potatoes should be growing like really fast, really fast. So that was another Dr. Weird video. Then me, Dr. Weird, apparently. Finally changed my name, and all you have to do to grow here is just sit here and plant potatoes. That was not a good idea to do that. Sorry, that was my Windows system going off. You press this shift thingy too often. I don't know why it does that. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Learned something new, learned something interesting especially. And have a good time eating your potatoes. Bye from the whatever I am. I have to come up with a good ending phrase. Anyways, sorry for that. See you on the next video. Bye.